Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Let's Play Final Fantasy XI mit Albe. Wir sprechen jetzt gleich wieder mit Roland, um die nächste Quest zu starten. Zwischen der letzten und dieser Quest muss man einen Ingame-Tag warten. The War Council is about to commence. Eyes front, let the council begin. First I shall cover the intelligence report compiled by Engineer Bastilo. According to the information we gathered through the link through our sources, our elders have learned that the Bloodwing Horde is occupying the western half of Patalia Downs and are planning an assault on their position. The Bloodwing Horde? Is that not the very same horde that laid siege to our capital? Indeed. The vicious army is led by Dogvidek, a massive orc often mounted on a boggart. The Royal Knights barely managed to beat them back from the walls. The Orcish commander is considered so dangerous that a plan has devised wherein the Royal Knights of the Temple and the Temple Knights would fall upon the Bloodwings in a united attack. Such an operation could scarce fail. What befell? The operation has yet to be executed. What is the meaning of this, Rahal? Ever since the assassination of General Mouchant, Engineer Bastilo, if you would be so kind. Before the opening of hostilities, many of the knights who supported this operation had fallen prey to a succession of assassinations. This has naturally led to a serious delay in the mobilization of the troops. And now the first cooperative operation since the start of the war is no longer confounded. This is what happens when you leave matters to those squabbling fools. And now this Dogvidek is roaming unchecked. Then our duty is clear. We shall defeat these fiends ourselves. Tomorrow we march to Battalia for Operation Clean and Sweep. Captain, in the case Clean and Sweep is not entirely accurate. One moment. How in the name of the goddess are the Young Griffons supposed to triumph over an enemy the Royal Knights fear to tackle without the support of the Temple Knights? We shall decide that on the field. Captain Excenmille. Royal Square Altania approaches. How fare you, Young Griffons? It seems Alvib has been accepted in your ranks. What befalls? The silence speaks volume, even if you do not. This better not be some reckless plan in the making. Your decision to scout our Giga's activity on Gerwon Isle was the last straw for my support for your operations. We are planning another of that sort. This is more of a clean and sweep. Clean and sweep? Ah, you see. Captain, as I stated before, clean and sweep is not We need to clean up this territory. The mess is unbefitting of a nightly order. Exactly. What are you waiting for, Griffons? Brooms? Rakes? I want this area spotless. That is a relief. I thought for a moment you mean clean and sweep in military terms. Very well. I shall leave you to your most important operation. Keep an eye of that on them, Albip. Phew, that was close. If Altenia knew of our plans, she would shirk her duties just to thwart us. Albip, be warned, if you so much as entertain the thought of betraying us to Altenia, your place in the Young Griffons is forfeit. Ice front. Operation Clean and Sweep commence at first light tomorrow. Dismissed. So, dann muss ich jetzt nochmal zonen und zurückkommen. I have a message for you from the captain. Operation Clean and Sweep has been moved forward. Rendezvous with the main force in Battaglia Downs. Those are your orders. The main force has likely reached the trails of Chakna Forest by now. I shall remain here and guard the base. Okay, dann muss ich jetzt zum Chakna Forest. Und zwar muss ich aus Eastron Foul reinzonen. So, ich kann hier direkt den Survival Guide nutzen. Und zwar müsste ich den in Eastron Foul kurz vor dem Eingang nach Chakna Forest bereits haben. Ja. So, das müsste hier der Weg. Moment. Falsch, in die andere Richtung muss ich. Dann ist das hier der Weg nach Chakna. Oder das hier der Weg nach Chakna Forest. Elrip, the plan has gone awry. We were trying to reach Battaglia Downs through the forest, but were set upon by orcs. Excenmille? He was right behind us. He must have been separated. Ha! We have you now, little rabbit. Huh? Who has you? Who has who? I shall slay you myself. Haha. Careful. The little rabbit has fangs. Fangs I'll be happy to pull. They followed the others. Well, little rabbit, it's your lucky day. You have only 2 orcs to face. Kodak, was auch immer. He says he wants to slice your impudent hide into stripes for this pet vulture. Well, perhaps not in quite so many words. Rock, 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 fuck, wreck, the fuck, wreck. Fuck, rock, wreck. You fear not the blade of a child? Fuck, rock, fuck, tuck, dreck. Something familiar about you. Those eyes. The rest of you return to Zandoria and fetch reinforcements. Find Square Altenia. We were ambushed to the east of here. Excenmille cannot be far. Okay, dann hole ich jetzt aber erstmal meine Trusts raus. So, jetzt muss ich nach I6. Wenn ich meine eigene Trust hier rauslasse. Jetzt, okay. I6. Mal kurz schauen, wo ist I6? Das dürfte ja nicht. Das müsste da hinten um den See herum sein. Okay. Dann werden wir doch noch Chocobo hin. Ne, Dame. Ich bin hier mit Dame unterwegs. So, schauen wir mal, ob es dieses Fragezeichen ist. Es ist auf jeden Fall I6. Ja, scheint es zu sein. Crack. Crack? Elbe? Excenmille. Rahal. Excenmille? Yes, those eyes. You are him, only... Grahahaha! I have found you, Excenmille M. Aurshiat. Speak not my family's name, cur, and I am not yet. Huh? Another face I recognize. You are the kind stranger that helped me escape from my cage in Zandoria. You helped an orc escape? My apologies, but after leaving my confinement, I recalled a rather important fact. I was not, in actual fact, one of the barbaric Elvan. I have always been the glib-tongued orc you see before you. Fingerfitsche, 'Cause 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 Ah, my friend here is hungry for blood. Perhaps you should dine on this appetizing food before we begin on the main course of tender rabbit. Kick! Okay. Also ich versuche die Orksprache gar nicht richtig auszusprechen. Das ist mir zu blöd. So, dann. Okay, dann haben wir den erledigt und weiter geht's. Drossard! The only blood spilled here was yours. They do say the weak bark more than they bite. Excenmille, one day I will come for you. I will have my revenge. Children, are you unharmed? Altenia. There may be more orcs lurking in the underbrush. I leave the children in your care, Squire. What is it, Excenmille? Excenmille? I should have known something foolish was afoot. I fair killed my chocobo in my rush across Latane. Huh. What do you expect us to do when our elders sit around arguing politics while orcs run rampant? Excenmille, if only you knew how much your father, the Count, if only you would have a care for your own safety. But I am glad to find you whole and not hanging over some orc's cooking fire. My thanks, Elvib. Who knows what grisly scene may have greeted me if you had not chased after these reckless fools. Elvib, I'll have you know I would have defeated both those fiends without your intervention. And besides, what sort of buffoons is taken by an orc's promises, however glib? You are easily fooled. But you follow a code of honor nonetheless. You have yet to gain my full trust, but you are permitted to attend the next war council. In fact, that's an order from your captain. You should feel honored, Elvip. It is rare an elder enjoys such praise from young Excenmille. Perhaps it is time you knew more of the child's background. Excenmille is bereft of a mother. I know not the finer details, but she was slain by an orc that had infiltrated the capital. It was at a time when his father was absent on military duty. As you can imagine, Excenmille had little respect for the competence of his elder since then. Competence. Ah, yes. I also mean to investigate the temple knight you mentioned. From what I have learned so far, this Darvil's history has a blemish or two. But aside from all that, how did those boys learn of the Yorkish host's movement? Here, please accept this in payment for your vigilance. I will escort the children back to Sandoria. Assuming I am able to catch them. Have they learned nothing from this ordeal? Thank you again, Elvip. Be on your guard in this forest. Young Griffons, your next operation will be to sweep and clean the Royal Knights' barracks. Okay, das war's dann für heute. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin, macht's gut.